Alright, what's up YouTube? This is Marty McFly here, coming to you from, I don't know, am I in 1985 today? Who knows? I could be coming to you from 1980. That's my crazy dog Maisie. Say hello to YouTube. This is my crazy dog. She doesn't want to say hi, she's camera shy. This is my crazy dog. Say hey, look, that's you. Look, say hi to YouTube. I'm crazy and I bark all day and nothing. Anyway, so this is my list of my favorite remakes, but these are only the remakes that I own on DVD. So this is not a list of all my favorite remakes in the world. What the hell is that noise? So this is just a list of remakes that I own on DVD. So they're not in any specific order. It's not from favorite to least favorite. It's not from least favorite to favorite. It's just completely random. For the most part, these are mostly horror, but there's also some other stuff, like there's a couple comedies and stuff like that. Okay, starting off the list. Like I said, again in no order, random, completely random. This is the 2013 remake of the Maisie. Calm down. Why do dogs chase their tail? They're never going to catch their tail. Just going around and around. You're never going to catch it. You're never going to catch it. You think you realize that by now. This is the 2013 remake of the classic Evil Dead. Starring Bruce, well, the original was starring Bruce Campbell. He's not in this one, but he came back. I think he's a producer on this one, right? Oh yeah, produced by Bruce Campbell. And Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi was the guy that directed the original Evil Dead. So Sam and Bruce came back to help finance this one and get it going. And yeah, this came out in 2013. This was a good one. A lot of people hated this one. Maybe because... shh, stop it. Doing a video here. You're interrupting me. Okay? Have some respect. Chase your tail some more. A lot of people didn't like this one. I don't know if it was strictly because it was a remake, or because Bruce Campbell wasn't in it. You're interrupting me again. You want to be on TV? Come on. You want to be on YouTube? Come on. Come on. Alright, so from here on in, this is my video of remakes reviews with Maisie. Maisie has some input too. Maybe she likes some of these, maybe she doesn't. I don't know if she wants to be part of it. She's stealing my spotlight here. Say something. Say something clever. I like to bark at nothing for no reason. Sometimes. And chase my tail. Yeah. Evil Dead came out in 2013. Good remake. Bruce Campbell wasn't in it, but he does have a cameo at the end, after the credits. If you stay after the credits, it's not a very good cameo. It's just him. For 2 seconds, he goes, "Groovy," which is one of his taglines from the original movies, right? You liked Evil Dead, right? Right? No? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? She liked it. She said yes. You didn't hear her. She whispered it. So, yeah, that's the first one on my list. Again, no order, so all random. You have to keep that in mind. Completely random. Evil Dead, 2013. Very gory. Good storyline. I don't want to get into much detail. I'm not reviewing all these remakes. This is more of just a ranking video, so I don't want to get into too much detail. Here we go. Next up, this is another horror. This is a remake of the movie I Spit on Your Grave. I've never seen the original Spit on Your Grave, but I hear it is fantastic. I just have not checked it out yet. I've only seen the remake. It's about a girl that goes out into the woods. She's like a writer. She's writing a book on her laptop, and it's like kind of like a home invasion movie. It's almost like the movie The Strangers in a way, but a lot more violent. Strangers isn't really that violent. This is pretty gory and violent. Not for the faint of heart. I don't want to give everything away, but it's a home invasion. She's an author, blah 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 blah, and gets attacked by these guys out in the middle of the woods. If you haven't seen it, it says right here. This is one of the quotes from the critics. I really don't care about what critics say, because they're all just being paid to say stuff. But this is a good one. He says, "If you can handle it, see it." That's a pretty good way to sum it up. It's pretty crazy movie. good revenge movie, kind of like Last House on the Left, that type of thing. Next up, another horror remake. This is a remake of, a lot of people don't know this one, don't know the original, didn't know this was even a remake. This is a remake of the George Romero movie called The Crazies. This one I saw in theaters when it came out. This is good. This stars Timothy Olyphant, however you say his name. He's in Scream Part 2. He was also in, I think he's in some TV show about a cop or something. I forget. I don't know what it's called. He's like a sheriff or something in it. He hasn't done too many movies. He was in that movie The Hitman, the bald guy. I think he was in that. Other than that, I can't really think of too many things he's been in. Wasn't he in one of the Die Hard movies? Yeah, he was, I think, right? Live Free or Die Hard, I think he was in that one. So this is The Crazies. It's about a town that gets overtaken by like these crazy people. They're not zombies. They become crazy and they just start killing people. And it's a good movie. Like I said, a lot of people don't know that this is a remake, but it is a remake. And it is good, so if you haven't seen it, check this out. Saw it in theaters. Again, it's a remake of a George Romero movie, who George Romero, if you know, obviously created Night of the Living Dead. Now, this next one is not a horror movie. This is a comedy. Now, this is not... Maisie, stop sniffing the freaking phone. She's sniffing. She's trying to sniff you guys. Sniffing you out, seeing if you're cool. Are you guys cool? Are you guys cops? Maisie, we're doing reviews here. I thought you were on my team. You're not on my team? You are? This next one is not a horror movie. This is a comedy, but it is not a official. It's never been presented as an official remake. But anybody who's seen the original knows this is basically the same exact movie as this old movie called It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. This is a comedy called Rat Race. Oh my god, this movie is freaking hilarious. Has Seth Green, John Lovitz, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, a whole bunch of people. Mr. Bean's in it. Wayne Knight is in it from Seinfeld and Jurassic Park. So many people in this movie. Such a funny movie. If you have not seen this hilarious movie from start to finish. I don't want to get into too much details about the movies. I just want to present this as a list of my favorite remakes. I'm not reviewing them per se. This is my list. So check this out if you have not seen it. Hilarious if you like comedies. Funny stuff. Maisie is going crazy again. This is 2005. This is a great remake. I saw this twice in theaters when it came out. It's kind of long. It's 3 hours long, but oh my god, if you saw this in theaters when it came out, you would know how amazing it is on the big screen, because it is. The first third of this movie is kind of slow. The first act of this movie, Act 1, is kind of slow, but once it gets going, it's awesome. It's like a roller coaster. Great CGI. The CGI is probably the best CGI I've ever seen in a movie, and it is directed by Peter Jackson, who did Lord of the Rings. Maybe you guys can guess what movie this is. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. Oh, 2005's King Kong. Great movie. Oh, so underappreciated. It is long. That's the only downfall. It is very long. So if you have time to kill, it's twice as long as any normal movie. Normal movie is usually an hour and a half. This is 3 hours. But if you want to invest the time in it, sit down and watch it from beginning to end. Jack Black is in this. He does a great job. Usually he's a comedian. He does, comedy movies. He's silly and all that stuff. But in this one, he has a more serious role as a film director. And he just knocks it out of the park. You've never seen Jack Black like this. Great actor. He does a great job in this. He's also got Adrian Brody and Naomi Watts in this. And also Colin Hanks, who is Tom Hanks' son. If you've seen this on the big screen, you know what I'm talking about. This is a blockbuster that needs to be seen on the big screen or in IMAX. Holy shit, that movie's great. It's a remake of obviously the original black and white motion capture 1933 movie called King Kong. And they also did another remake of King Kong in 1977 with, I believe it was Jeff Bridges, and it sucked balls. Terrible movie. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And then a couple years ago they did, I don't know if it would be considered, it's not really a remake, it's more of a sequel. It's called Kong Skull Island, which is going to be leading up to King Kong vs. Godzilla in 2020. Speaking of Godzilla, this is the 2014 remake of Godzilla, which I was reluctant to put this on this list because it's a good movie, but it's not something that has a lot of replay value because Godzilla is barely in it. But for the first time, it's pretty compelling story-wise. What's that guy's name? Bryan Cranston's in this. The kid from Kick-Ass who plays Kick-Ass is in this. He's a little grown up. You can't really recognize him. He's in that. He's in this. Godzilla's barely in it, which is kind of a disappointment. But when he is in it, he is awesome. He looks awesome. Way better than that piece of shit remake with Ferris Bueller with Matthew Broderick that came out in 1998. Right? Maisie knows. Right? That movie sucked. In 1998, where Godzilla looks like a freaking iguana. Terrible piece of shit remake. Should have never been made. That's up there on my list of worst remakes, up there with 1998 Psycho. Wow. Oh, they came out in the same year, too. What a coincidence. This is a remake of a movie called The Last Man on Earth. I saw this baby in theaters. I saw pretty much all of these in theaters, to be honest with you, for the most part. This next one is I Am Legend. This came out in 2007, I believe it was. Saw this in theaters. It was great. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. He's such a good actor. He carries this movie by himself. The whole movie is based on just his character. And, well, I don't want to give it away, but yeah. Pretty much the whole movie is his character and his dog, Samantha, surviving the post-apocalypse world, wherever he's living in New York. The world has ended from some kind of airborne virus that's turned these people into crazy people that can only come out at night, and he's been living there for a few years now. New York has been overgrown with trees, and it's really cool visually too. You see like Times Square, everything's just overgrown with trees and taken over by like the wildlife. There's lions and stuff there that probably escaped from, you know, the Central Park Zoo. Now they're just living in Times Square, eating deers. You know, they chase like deers and stuff, or whatever. Is it a deer? Yeah. Or an antelope or something, whatever. In the beginning, the lion like tackles him, and like Will Smith is like hunting him, and it's a good movie, a really good movie. Definitely shows Will Smith's range of acting, because I mean, in order to carry a movie by yourself, you have to be a good actor. You cannot do a movie by yourself and carry it the whole time and still be entertained by it unless you're a good actor. And Will Smith is definitely a great actor. So that is I Am Legend. Next up, this is a remake. I think not that many people know about this one. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't even. Maybe they've only seen this and didn't realize it was a remake. Because I remember when I first saw this, I thought I was watching the original because I was young. I thought this was the original, but this is not the original. This is the remake of the classic, and it was directed by Tom Savini, who does makeup effects and stuff, and it was produced by George Romero. This is the remake of the classic Night of the Living Dead. Holy shit, this is a great remake. Tom Savini was here to direct this one. Oh my god, good stuff. It stars Tony Todd, who I met. He's a good guy. He plays Candyman. He's in Hatchet movies, Final Destination. Really nice guy in real life. I met him. This is Night of the Living Dead. Came out in 1990. Again, directed by Tom Savini. I can't get too wrapped up into details because I want to keep this going so it's not dragged out. So Night of the Living Dead. This is in color. Directed by Tom Savini. It's a remake of the black and white original OG movie from the 60s. Maisie! You heard me. You heard me. You heard me tell her I'm doing a video, right? I know you're being a good guard dog. That's great. But there's nobody there. So next up on my list, this is the 2000 movie directed by Ron Howard, starring Jim Carrey, of the original classic movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. You want to be in my video? You're interrupting it. So this is 2000. I saw this in theaters. This was good. Jim Carrey does a great job as playing the Grinch in this. Awesome movie. The new one that just came out, the cartoony CGI one that just came out, I did not like that one. It did not feel like a Grinch movie to me at all. It was not necessary. The original is one of my favorite, probably my favorite Christmas movie of all time, the original cartoon. This one was a great adaptation. Again, directed by Ron Howard, starring Jim Carrey. If you haven't seen that one, I mean, who hasn't seen that one? That one's awesome. Next up, I remember seeing this in theaters when I was a kid. This is 1999. Universal's The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Obviously a remake of the original classic those old Universal monster movies, Dracula, Frankenstein. This is The Mummy. This is good, really good. The one that just came out recently with Tom Cruise, I haven't seen, but I heard it was garbage. It looked like garbage. I never saw it. Don't want to see it. Looks like crap. This is the definitive Mummy movie to me. This is awesome. And they also made The Mummy Returns, which was good. Then they made The Mummy 3, Tomb of the Dragon something, or Dragon something. I don't know. I saw it once. It was terrible. They replaced the actress that plays Brendan Fraser's girlfriend or wife or whatever in it. It was terrible. I hate when they do that. I hate when they replace characters with different actresses. I cannot get on board with that crap. They did it in Back to the Future 2 and 3 when they replaced Marty McFly's girlfriend. Oh my god, it pisses me off so much, but I give it a pass because Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time, favorite franchises of all time, as you know. Good stuff here. Next up on our list is a comedy. A lot of people consider this maybe a sequel. A lot of people just consider it a remake. Either way, when I first heard about this, I thought, what the hell are they doing remaking a classic comedy like this? But I gave it a shot. Ended up thinking it was hilarious. This is a much raunchier version of the original classic family road trip movie with Chevy Chase. This is Vacation. Oh boy. Funny stuff. If you haven't seen this, you were probably reluctant to see it, just like I was, thinking, what are they doing remaking that classic National Lampoon's movie? Great movie, very funny movie. Who's in the? What's his name? Ed. What? These people want to see a video of the remakes. They don't want to hear you barking all the time. We'll do a video later of just you barking and chasing your tail, and I'll upload it. I promise. So. 2015's remake. Some people, like I said, some people consider it not a remake, just a sequel, but to me it's a remake. It's about the kid from the first one, Russ, grown up doing his own vacation with his family, and Chevy Chase returns in this, and what's her name, is it Beverly D'Angelo returns in this. They got old, so old, oh my god. In the original Vacation, Beverly was smoking. She was like the original MILF, and oh wow, she looks terrible in this. Chevy Chase looks even worse in this. They did not age well. But that is a funny movie. I know a lot of people probably didn't even want to watch it because they were like, really? Vacation remake? But give that a shot. It's a raunchier version of the first one. Hilarious. Next up is The Wolf Man with Benicio del Toro. He was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp. And what else? I can't think of anything he's been in. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, but this is good. This is a remake of one of the old Universal Studios black and white. Anthony Hopkins is in this too. Directed by the guy who directed the Jurassic Park 3, which I hated Jurassic Park 3. Oh, that guy also directed, I bet a lot of people don't know, he directed Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is a good old movie from like the 90s. It's really good. The next one up, a lot of people don't even realize this is a remake. This is the classic John Carpenter's 1982 movie, The Thing, which a lot of people do not realize that this is a remake, but it is a remake from, when did this first one come out? Like 1951, called The Thing from Another World. This is a remake of that. And also, they came out with another one in 2011, which people... When it came out, people were thinking they remade John Carpenter's The Thing, but it's not a remake. I have to say this, point this out to you, because a lot of people think this is a remake of John Carpenter's movie, which it is not. It is a prequel, which takes place the day before this movie. It came out after this movie, but it takes place. The end of this movie is where this movie starts. This is 2011's The Thing, which pays such good respect to this movie. If you watch them back to back, start with this one and then watch this one. They go flawlessly into each other, where the very ending of this movie is the very same scene where this starts. Perfect. They go flawlessly together. So, if you're a fan of John Carpenter's movie and you're reluctant to check this out, check this out. It pays great respects to this movie, which a lot of people would say is one of the best horror movies of all time. Maybe John Carpenter's best movie. Personally, I think Halloween's better, but this is also flawless. Check these out back to back, but start with this one, the newer one, because this is a prequel, and then watch this one. Right, Maisie? Right. Okay. Next up is 2005's Dawn of the Dead, which is a remake of the original Dawn of the Dead that came out, which is a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, George Romero movie. This is the remake. Takes place in a mall. It's the zombies run in this one, which I prefer zombies not to run. I prefer them to just kind of walk and kind of just shuffle around, which I think is scarier when you have a big group of them closing in on you. You can't get away from them, but they're just slowly closing in on you, and you can't do anything about it. To me, that's more scarier than zombies running, like when they ran in World War Z and 28 Days Later and stuff. But in this one, but that's a different take on zombies. You know, it's different. It's cool. Still a good movie. Definitely worth checking out if you like zombies. I saw this in theaters. Everybody's seen this one. They love it. Maisie has something to say. What? Row. Alright. Next up, this is the remake of the Wes Craven and Sean Cunningham movie from 70s, I believe it came out. This is the remake of Last House on the Left. Wow. This movie is like brutal. Awesome movie. It's like a revenge movie. Very good stuff. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Next up is The Hitcher, which was produced by Platinum Dunes, who produced the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and they produced the Amityville Horror remake, which I didn't really care for, and the Friday the 13th remake, which was good, and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which was this is The Hitcher. The original is awesome. The remake is just as good. Well, I don't know if it's just as good, but it's good. Check that out. Good movie. Great movie. It's got the guy from the movie GoldenEye who plays the Hitcher in this. So next up, this is it's not considered an official remake, but anybody who's seen the original knows this is basically the same movie as Alfred Hitchcock's movie. What was it called? Rear Window, right? Where the guy watches from in his apartment. He's in a wheelchair. He's watching people. He thinks there's a killer outside. This is Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf. Came out in 2007. This is awesome. It's more of a suspense, not a horror. Great movie. Keeps you guessing the whole time. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. Top notch. Awesome movie. Yeah, nothing but good things about this movie. Shia LaBeouf he's good in this. He's a good actor, but I hear he's like a crazy dude in real life. So, whatever. What's next? Oh, speaking of Disturbia, the kid in Disturbia, the Chinese guy, the Asian kid from Disturbia, who's in Disturbia, is also in this one. And he's also in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, briefly. This is the remake. I would consider it more of a reboot. 2009's Friday the 13th. Oh my god, nothing but good things to say about this movie. Holy crap. I saw it twice the same day in theaters. Friday the 13th is my favorite horror movie franchise of all time. As you guys could probably tell, I'm wearing a Jason/Jaws t-shirt here, which is a take on the Jaws poster, but it says Jason and it's got the hockey mask instead of the shark chasing the girl. Wow. Derek Mears plays a great Jason in this one. There's nothing but good things to say about him in this. I've never heard a bad review of Derek Mears' portrayal of Jason in this. A lot of people don't like this movie for some reason. I don't know why. Whew. It has everything you need in a Friday the 13th movie from start to finish. It's basically a retelling of parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 kind of wrapped up into one. So it can't be considered a remake of Friday the 13th, because if you remade the Friday the 13th, the first one, Jason is not in that one. Jason is not the killer in that one, so it can't be considered a remake. That's why I call it a reboot. It's a rebooting of the franchise that started to die out when New Line took over and turned it into the piece of shit that it was. Or it was even a piece of shit before that with Jason Takes Manhattan. What a piece of shit. And then Jason Goes to Hell, an even worse, smellier piece of shit. And then Jason X, not worse than Jason Goes to Hell, but still a steaming pile of shit. And then they came back and redeemed themselves with Freddy vs. Jason, which was good. I love Freddy vs. Jason, don't get me wrong. That's where New Line decided, wow, we shat all over Jason with Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. We need to bring it back. Bring Jason back from fucking outer space and body hopping and all that garbage that they did. Manhattan, well, Manhattan wasn't New Line. Anyway, New Line hired Damian Shannon and Mark Swift to write Freddy vs. Jason. They also came back and wrote this, and those guys know what they're doing. They wrote this movie. They know, they're fans of Jason. They got it down. Jared Padalecki's in this from that show Supernatural. Directed by the guy who directed the next movie I'm about to point out. Just a good movie. Awesome movie. One of the best the best opening scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie. Compelling, fast, awesome, edge of your seat. The first 25 minutes of this movie, bam, perfect. Awesome, the great douchebag character named Trent, the blonde guy that owns the cabin. Love seeing him die. He's a douchebag throughout the whole movie. He's one of those guys that you love to hate because the actor does such a good job portraying him as a douchebag, and you can't wait for him to die. So, oh god, we only got 4 left. So the next one, so the next one is directed by the guy that directed the last movie I just mentioned, Friday the 13th, Marcus Nispel. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Came out in 2003. Kind of started the whole remake uproar kind of thing, where remakes started coming out left and right. This kind of started that. And then they did another one after this called The Beginning, which is a prequel to this. So it's not a remake. This is good stuff. Jessica Biel's in it. Yeah, awesome. Good remake of the original. And then they did another remake called Texas 3D. Texas Chainsaw 3D or something. It was so stupid. And then the more recent movie called Leatherface, which is even worse. Actually, I wouldn't say worse. They're both equally shitty. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Next up. Where is it? I can't find my DVD of it, but before I mention this one, I want to mention the Piranha remake. I have the DVD somewhere. Cannot find it at the moment, but the remake of Piranha came out in 2010. Awesome. Great gore fest. Blood everywhere in the middle of that movie. It was directed by Alexander Aja, who also directed this movie prior to directing that one. This movie is probably one of the best horror remakes around. No holds, balls to the wall. Hills Have Eyes, holy shit. Not for the tame of heart. You know, if you don't like horror movies, don't watch this movie. It's pretty brutal. But if you do like horror movies, check this out if you haven't already. Awesome movie from start to finish. Can't say enough good things about this one. 2 more left. What to do last? What to do next? Whatever. Doesn't matter. No order. So the next one is basically a remake of my pretty much really the only superhero character that I ever really invested in. I mean, I like Batman. Don't get me wrong, but this is the only one where I own all the movies of. This is The Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of people didn't seem to like this one. I don't know why, but it's just basically a retelling of the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but stars Andrew Garfield, and it's called The Amazing Spider-Man, and I thought it was awesome. So the second Amazing Spider-Man was not as awesome, but it's still good. It's you know, it's watchable. It's not like where you like have to turn it off. But there's some moments where it's like, but it's good. It's good, but not as good as this one. I like this one. And then the last movie we have here came out 2 years ago. and there's a sequel coming out at the end of this year. This is the remake of It. Oh boy, saw this in theaters. Oh my god, good stuff. The opening of this movie is so good when Pennywise is in the sewer. Georgie, the little kid who's on the cover right there, he pulls him into the sewer. Well, I don't want to give it away, but you know, it's a remake of the miniseries that came out on TV, which is they call it a movie, but it was, when it first came out, it was a miniseries on TV, but you can buy it now on DVD as a movie. But when it came out, it was a little TV miniseries. But now it's considered a movie, the original movie with Tim Curry called It, which I have over there. This is an updated version of it. I think Pennywise is better in this one. I mean, the original Tim Curry version, he did a good job, don't get me wrong, but this one is not as cheesy or campy as the first one. This is more of a darker, serious It Pennywise movie, which was so good. Loved it. Funny. A lot of great dialogue. The kids in this movie are awesome. There's a sequel coming out later this year in September, so check that out when it comes out. It's going to be part 2 of this, where the kids are grown up and Pennywise comes back, because he comes back every 23 years, 27 years, something like that. And yeah, based on the Stephen King book. Speaking of Stephen King, Pet Sematary remake comes out this April. Check that out. It looks awesome. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, check that out. That is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Pet Sematary. I even enjoyed the sequel, Daddy Furlong. So we have that to look forward to in April. So that is it for my list of remakes, people. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you stayed through the whole thing. I don't blame you if you clicked it off, if you turned it off 5 minutes in because you're like, this kid sucks, I hate his reviews. Or maybe you stayed through to the end. I don't care. I do care, but that's your choice. So look forward to making some more videos in the future. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, share, etc., etc. Looking forward to making more movies in the future. So till next time, peace.